Incoming U.S. leader Donald Trump has vowed to make immediate and sweeping changes on day one of his presidency, including initiating the largest mass deportation in American history.
And while details of the plan remain scant, he signaled he'd mobilize the U.S. military to carry out the expulsions, leaving migrant communities on edge. Toni Waterman has more from Texas.
I did a lot of after-school programs,
For nearly 20 years, Valeria Serna has lived just a 6-hour drive away from her extended family in Coahuila, Mexico. But not once has she gone home to visit. That's because her mom brought her to the U.S. illegally when Valeria was just 8 years old.
She was like, okay, get ready, let's go. I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea. I just knew it was the U.S.
How aware were you that you were in the country undocumented?
Oh, every single day of my life I lived in fear.
At 18, Valeria received a semblance of stability. She was granted DACA status, a federal program that allows certain undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as kids to live and work in the country without the fear of deportation.
It kind of made me feel like, like I could finally call this place like home, right? Like they also accepted me, right? So it gave me a sense of confidence.
But she now fears she could get caught up in President-elect Donald Trump's deportation plans.
On day one, we will begin the largest deportation effort in the history of our country.
The incoming president says he intends to declare a national emergency, which could unlock at least some of the estimated $86 billion needed to carry out the crackdown. Cheaper, his team says, than aiding migrants. Trump also plans to mobilize the U.S. military to help remove upwards of 11 million people in the country illegally.
There's a basis in federal law that allows the federal government to place National Guard troops, which are nominally under the control of the governor of a particular state, but they can be federalized and deployed on the streets for law enforcement purposes.
While it's rare for U.S. troops to be deployed domestically, it's not unheard of. The military was used to keep order during the height of the civil rights movement and in the hours after the 9/11 attacks on New York City. They've also been repeatedly used to fight drug smuggling and human trafficking along the U.S.-Mexico border. But experts say the military's role in civil law enforcement is meant to be limited.
Typically speaking, it's insurrection, terrorism, things of national, immediate, and limited in duration. They cannot, though, make determinations about whether or not someone is here legally or not legally.
That work is done by Border Patrol agents, of which there is a shortage. There's also a massive backlog of nearly 4 million immigration cases, which could delay Trump's deportation plans. But experts warn he could bypass immigration courts altogether.
They're talking about using an authority called expedited removal. Under expedited removal, immigration agents issue deportation orders rather than immigration judges. And agents can issue those orders in just a matter of hours.
President-elect Trump has also toyed with the idea of invoking a centuries-old law, which allows presidents to detain and deport people from enemy nations. It was last used to set up Japanese internment camps during World War II.
The Alien Enemies Act does not require a declared war. The language of the law itself offers an alternative for simply a situation in which there is an invasion. And this is why it's so important that over the last 18 months, Republicans have been describing migration to the United States as an invasion.
And while Trump says he won't target DACA recipients, many, including Valeria, are skeptical because he tried to end the program during his first term in office.
I'm so scared. I am a pillar in my home. I am a pillar in my community. So if you just start removing these people and you start breaking down a community, families, Is that what you want? Like, is that what people want to live in, a place where families are constantly being ripped apart?
If President-elect Trump's vision of mass deportation is realized, that fear could be the new reality in America. Toni Waterman, CNA, Austin, Texas.